The way things are going, ladies and gents, we could be looking at a $77,000 Bitcoin, which I want to show you in this YouTube video right now. If you are excited for it, do me a favor and smash those likes up because we have managed to get that beautiful Bitcoin breakout that we were expecting from yesterday's video. We had a very bullish posture and things ended up popping to the upside, and now we are actually pretty close to hitting one of the key targets I was outlining for you guys in the previous video. So those of you that were subscribed are going to remember this chart that I was showing. Actually, that's Ethereum. I showed you the same chart on Bitcoin right here, and that did give us a speculative target of 66.5, and if we look at the high that we set today, we've gotten to 65.5, so just short of that. And one of the beautiful things that we have on this chart now is a lot of support below us, right? It's all very short term, and obviously we've still got that overarching massive risk of a big crash coming, and I still think that that's the case. But like I've been saying in every video, I can only expect that if we get the invalidation, and we haven't gotten that invalidation yet. So for now, what we do have is an incredibly bullish short-term chart, and we can see that from a lot of different angles, right? If we take a look at some of our classic indicators that we love to use, we've made very good use of this 1-hour Ichimoku cloud, which we were pointing out in yesterday's video. We've made very good use of this 4-hour EMA ribbon, which I pointed out in yesterday's video. Again, those of you who have been subscribed are going to be getting this absolutely fire content delivered straight to your phone notifications if you've got the notification bell checked, which is super cool as well. But right now it looks like we are suffering a bit of a rejection, right? We're on the 4-hour time frame and we are pulling back by a little bit, but to me none of this can be concerning, right? I mean, what I want to see first of all is that if we do get that kind of daily close above this level, then we're golden. I mean, we're probably, and we're so close to the all-time high anyway. I mean, if we kind of zoom out and just really take a look at where exactly we are on the chart, like there is nothing left at these kind of price ranges. So I mean, we're literally potentially a day away from a brand new all-time high, and I talked to you about like 77k, right? If we take a look at what this actually means, well, we've got a very interesting chart pattern on Bitcoin right here, which I want to show you. Take a look at this right here. With Bitcoin's previous sideways consolidation range that we played out toward the end of February, we managed to pump up by 22%, which is absolutely fucking crazy. We've just got to preface this by saying that that is an enormous pump. But if we manage to do the same thing again from this potential breakout point here, that does put us up at $77,000. And Bitcoin has been using these kind of things before in this trend recently, where actually what we're ending up doing is kind of just repeating similar price action that we've seen before. We could actually maybe take a look at this, and this could actually be a sign of like how high we're going to be going if we just kind of take this to our breakout point, or even down to the low over here, and it does kind of match a potential peak for Bitcoin. And I think that's one of the big risks here, right? Is that like if this market stays bullish, it could go up very high very quickly. But if you do get that retracement, there's going to be a lot of longs that are trapped up at these levels that are going to end up really getting absolutely destroyed on the way down. So I think that's really important. But there's also really nice opportunity in the altcoin market, right? We have seen Bitcoin picking up some dominance here just across the course of today and yesterday, but we've also seen really big explosions across the altcoin market. Here's Solana, for example, which has started to move up very nicely from this wick over here, up by 8% in just one day. We've seen Matic move up to the $1.10 area where there's lots more upside to come as well. So this is all absolutely fantastic, especially if you've been able to take advantage of this phenomenal offer that Bybit is giving you with up to $30,000 in free trading capital, because that is free money that they're giving you to throw into the market and do anything you like with it. So any profits you generate are yours to keep. And I want to make a note to you guys that those of you that have signed up, you're not going to get that bonus until you do your KYC and start trading. But once you do that, that money is going to be credited into your account, and that is free capital for you to trade with. They're also just giving you a free $500 Bitcoin position, which is absolutely amazing too. So you can just throw that in, long, short, doesn't matter, and any profits are yours to keep. Some phenomenal no KYC alternatives as well, including BingX that allows you to trade traditional finance. So that is very cool indeed. Now, if we do bring it back to the chart here, there are a lot of very interesting charts I want to show you. There's also this ascending triangle, and it's one of the key patterns that we were talking about in yesterday's video, because even though we didn't form that perfect ascending triangle that I was describing, because we didn't, right? I mean, we didn't really hold the right lows. We do still have a situation here where we were able to, just broadly speaking, set these higher lows in the market, and that's your very, very strong indication that there's potentially going to be some very nice continuation coming for this market. So that is definitely something which I liked seeing, and something which to me implied that we could be getting some really nice upside incoming here. So that's absolutely great. And if we take a look at the potential target that we can extrapolate from this, that does also put us right at about the same price level, 66,000. Previously I showed you 66.5. So I wouldn't really stick to this that much. I think that it's good, but I don't think it's like the be all end all in terms of analysis and in terms of identifying targets and stuff like that. But it's definitely solid, and it's definitely something which is worth paying some attention to. Guys, by the way, while I've got you here for this video, I also want to let you know that I'm going to be doing a live stream on this YouTube channel tonight at about like 9-10 p.m. Dubai time, which is about 6 p.m. UK and 10 a.m. LA, 1 p.m. New York. So if you guys are curious to catch a live stream where we cover some more of this content, I go through your questions and stuff like that, just make sure that you are subscribed. You've got the bell icon checked as well, and of course with all of my live streams I'll also notify you about it in my free 4Flies Gold Telegram channel. This is more analysis from myself and my team around the clock, completely free of charge, and we'll also tell you guys about our live stream. So make sure that you're in there if you're interested. Here's direct contact to me for anything you ever need. So check those all out with the links in the description as well if you are curious. Right now we've got a nice little bit of posture here in terms of just kind of continuing to trade sideways, maybe in a very, very short term kind of bullish pennant, and then getting ready to break out. We'll have to zoom in even further to take a good look at this, but yeah, I mean, it does look it does have some of the right posture. We are setting higher lows. We're kind of setting, potentially, you can't really draw a line on the top yet, but it's okay. I mean, really anything you can do in this situation is good because you're still trending up, right? So whether you're going sideways, down, or up, to me, you're still printing a good chart pattern, especially if you're Bitcoin. So that is absolutely great. And I think, one of the best things about this is because Bitcoin is gaining some dominance here, that's probably going to lead to better opportunities across the altcoin market as well. And that is very, very exciting. That is actually very interesting, because if we're able to get a more dominant Bitcoin, that means you get richer when you hold your Bitcoin, and you get better entries on your altcoins to make more Bitcoin. So it's a really, really good setup right now. That's actually why those of you that have been able to take advantage of these bonuses are doing so well, and shout out to those of you that have. That is absolutely phenomenal, because you're getting so much more firepower to kind of be getting yourself some exposure in this market. There's jokes about like how you can be completely exposed in this market, as in like 100% in, and you still feel underexposed. And that is obviously something that we've talked about on this channel as well. So one of the biggest things I think is going to happen today is that S&P 500 open, and that's going to happen in about 2.5 hours, which is very exciting. I'm going to be watching that and taking a look at how this manifests for the crypto space. But if we do get a continuation up, then Bitcoin's just strapped to fucking helium balloons at that point, strapped to a fucking jetpack actually. Fuck helium balloons. This thing is gonna go out of space. And if this does end up pulling back, then I think that's gonna be a serious challenge for crypto. Now, right now, I don't have an indication that this has to pull back, other than the fact that this is a ridiculous uptrend by now. It's up by 25%. We haven't had a correction for 4 months. So, other than that, I don't see a reason for the S&P 500 to drop. And the problem with what I just said is that you can't really time it, right? Like, I know that eventually it's going to have to come down and grab some support, but I don't know if it's going to do it from here or if it was going to do it from here. This is just something that I think is worth keeping an eye on. And almost, for me, I'm going to be distancing myself a little bit from it. But if I do start to see that this is demonstrating some weakness, maybe it opens a little bit lower and then it, starts crashing as well, that would be a very strong sign for me to exercise some real caution with Bitcoin, because it's all about just being hyper aware of what that first crack could look like. Because once you get that first crack, ladies and gents, it's going to be very quick for that crack to spread and then for the entire building to just collapse on itself, right? And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Again, that just means that we get better entries for the same asset, and we can accumulate more of it and have more exposure if and when it comes back up, because of course nothing is guaranteed. But right now, still knocking at that doorstep of $70,000, which is absolutely fantastic. We are definitely in a parabola. Take a look at this on the weekly time frame. We've cleared every single level of resistance, and we have been getting more and more aggressive. Here's actually a more zoomed in version of this, where we are parabolic right now on the 1 hour time frame, of course, so not that huge, but still clearly exhibiting extreme euphoria in terms of our price action, which I think is actually very, very important. And I want to show you guys this tweet right here from TA Trader Allen, somebody who I'm pretty sure we've actually featured on this channel before. Take a look at this tweet right here. Trader Allen showing us the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is just all altcoins, and we have, and this is actually a very interesting chart to look at, because when you look at charts like this, you can start to understand what the space is showing you from different angles, and that can actually be really, really useful. So you can see right here, we've had very similar kind of bits of price action in terms of a lower high followed by a, I don't know what you would call this, like descending wedge of some sort. It is a descending wedge, and then you'll get this, interesting kind of pre-bull run, 4 or 5 candles that kind of point upwards. Honestly, you could just call this completely random and nothing significant at all. And if you said that, I actually wouldn't blame you. I think that you might be half right. However, we are forming similar fractal patterns, and that is interesting. So, I think that's something which is worth keeping in mind. Again, it's all a very strange position for me because I'm not bullish enough to agree with these kind of theses. But at the same time, I can't be bearish because I haven't been invalidated, right? So, I'm still interested in the opportunities to make money on the upside, and I'm still in my long position. I mean, where am I at right now, ladies and gents? This is getting absolutely ridiculous now. Let's take a look at this. It's been a day since I've checked. So, bam, that is my first ever 2,000% profit. Take a look at that. Absolutely fantastic there on my Bitcoin position and my TRX position. Not doing great, sitting only at 820% profit. But like I said, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you will have a bad day. I'm not stopping making money off this. Obviously, I'm still majorly in Bitcoin. I can't, look, I did sell a little bit at like 52, and it was a small amount, but I can't actually bring myself to sell much because for me, the risk of losing out on the upside has always been higher. Than the potential reward of, getting 20% more Bitcoin or 30, you know what I mean? Like, it's always been a more uncomfortable idea for me to kind of sell crypto. And it was the same back when we were at $3,000. It was the same when we were at 15, 20, 30. It's always been the same case for me. And again, it's just at the same time, I've been in these markets for 7 years and I've been absolutely fucked and I've made a lot of money, and I've seen how these kind of ebbs and flows tend to move in the market. And I'm not interested in getting wiped out by just being excited again in this space. So take a look at this. This is another interesting opportunity. We've got ARB right here with some really nice upside potential, again forming a very similar kind of, I'm sorry, I'm not showing this to you, a very similar ascending triangle pattern. This is actually really important stuff in my opinion, because one of the things that you're actually going to start seeing in this market now is that while your king of the space Bitcoin starts moving, some coins are going to move with it, and they're going to move pretty closely with it. So for example, Ethereum or Solana, and other coins are going to lag behind, and it's almost going to be a little bit random. You will be able to apply some logic to it and differentiate, like certain coins will be a little bit later than others, and that's cool and that's amazing. But one of the best things that we can actually do right now, or that I'm actually considering doing, is actually buying some of these coins, anticipating that they're going to follow through what Bitcoin is doing. And obviously, because they're smaller and more liquid and more subject to manipulation, they may end up rising a lot faster than Bitcoin. So that's why this chart in particular is interesting. This is just one of many. I think there's going to be quite a few more like that. And of course, you can actually buy these coins for free on Bybit. You're not going to pay a spot fee. And what's also really interesting is you don't have to hold USDT in order to trade leverage positions on Bybit. This is one of the craziest parts about Bybit that you don't really understand until you think about it. But what that means is, let's say you have a massive hard on for ARB and you just always need to hold it. Well, you can still trade derivative products with that coin, which is really cool. So basically any coin becomes collateral. You don't need USD or Bitcoin to trade anything. You can hold anything you like and then trade anything you like, which is not like the norm. That's like absolutely not the case anywhere in the space that I've ever seen. So that is super, super cool. Of course, with all of these, just make sure that you're in a country where it's allowed, because these exchanges are all going to block you if they're not allowed. And of course, you got your phenomenal alternatives, but they're all not allowed in certain countries in the world, so you just got to be careful of that. Let's come back to the charts here. I want to show you a couple more. Here is H-bar, also looking very interesting, very similar kind of chart pattern. It's literally just lagging behind. So again, very, very interesting stuff here. Some pretty exciting opportunities potentially floating around in the market. So that is something which I'm also going to be keeping an eye on. And I think that is going to be me for this video, ladies and gents. So if you have enjoyed it, you know exactly what to do. Hit up those likes, subscribe, tick the bell so you don't miss out on this very time-sensitive content, and tune in for the live stream that's going to be coming out with you guys later on tonight. Like I said, that is going to be about 10 p.m. Dubai time, 6 p.m. UK, and so on. So if you are interested in catching that live stream, then of course make sure you got your bell icon checked, and of course that you are also inside of the 4Flies Gold Telegram channel, which is completely free of charge. If you're not on Telegram, you need to get on. You're missing out. It is the spot for traders, and you will get all of the updates about my live streams and so on as well. So get your bonuses, guys, on Bybit. Again, make sure you've done your KYC. If you're signed up but you haven't done KYC, you're not going to get anything. You've got to do your KYC and start trading, and that's how you're going to get your 30K in bonuses. And of course, this free $500 Bitcoin position as well. Absolutely phenomenal offer. All right, ladies and gents, I hope you have enjoyed this one. You know what to do, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.